Hi, my name is Francois and I am a super teacher. Maintaining discipline in your classroom is one of the most important but also one of the most difficult classroom management skills that you need to have. In this episode, I share 5 tips on how you can improve the discipline in your classroom. Before we jump into the episode, our friends over at the Eduvation Network have agreed to sponsor more videos on this channel. In the coming weeks, we'll be running some promotions and doing some giveaways, so go check out their platform at www.eduvationnet.co.za/superteacher. For those of you that aren't familiar with the Eduvation Network's platform, it is an online platform where you can participate in SACE accredited courses and you can then claim CPTD points for these courses. This means you can complete these courses in the comfort of your own home. You don't have to wake up early on a Saturday or attend workshops during the holidays. Thank you so much to the Eduvation Network for sponsoring more episodes on this channel. For the next 2 weeks, they will be running a promotion on the website where they will be giving you 5% off on any course that you enroll, or 15% off if the entire school enrolls into a course. If you would like this promotion, use the promo code SUPERTEACHER for the 5% off, or SUPERSCHOOL if you'd like the 15% off when the whole school signs up for one of their courses. Along with the promotion, they've decided to do a giveaway on this episode where you can win a 6-month subscription to the value of 25 CPTD points. So how can you win this prize? Number 1, be subscribed to this YouTube channel. There's this red button that says subscribe. Click it if you haven't done so yet. It is free. It won't cost you a cent. 2, answer the question of the week by leaving your answer in the comment section down below. For those of you that are on a mobile device, just scroll all the way down until you see the space where you can leave a comment. 3, sign up to the Eduvation Network's Facebook page. And 4, sign up on their online platform. All of the links to everything I just said will be in the description of this video, so you can just go there and click to your heart's content. The winner of the giveaway will be announced during the episode that will upload onto YouTube on the 10th of May, and entries to this competition closes on the 3rd of May. But that's not all. The Eduvation Network has also sponsored a grand prize that they will give away after the series of sponsored episodes. This will probably be around August. What can you win as the grand prize? The Eduvation Network is giving away a tablet. And to add to the fun, we decided at Super Teachers Unite that we will give away a 500 Rand voucher to spend on any of the Super Teacher Solutions products. So how can you stand a chance to win the grand prize? I hope you're listening. Here it goes. 1, answer the question of the week to all 4 of the sponsored episodes. How will you know that an episode is sponsored? We'll put that on the thumbnail of every episode. There will be a little logo of the Eduvation Network so that you can know that these are the sponsored episodes. So just answer the question of the week by leaving your answer in the comment section of all 4 of these videos. I will add all 4 of the sponsored episodes to a playlist on this channel so that you can access these videos much easier. 2, be subscribed to this channel. 3, like the Super Teacher Solutions Facebook page. 4, like the Eduvation Network's Facebook page. 5, sign up to the Eduvation Network's online platform. 6, share each one of the videos on Facebook. The winner of the grand prize will be announced towards the end of August or early in September. So I know it's a lot to take in and it's difficult to keep up with what I just said, so I'll explain everything in the description of this video down below. So with all of that being said, let's educate. Whether you like it or not, corporal punishment is illegal, and it's definitely not allowed in any classroom. Now, many teachers argue that because of the elimination of corporal punishment, class discipline has gone downhill. Many teachers are frustrated and they feel that the rights of the learners trump the rights of the teacher. It is extremely difficult to try and control 35 to 40 children in one classroom and get all of them to pay attention to what you want to do during the lesson. So I thought in this episode I'd share 5 tips on how you can approach classroom management so that it improves the discipline in your classroom. All 5 of these tips basically boil down to know the learner. If you don't know who you are teaching, then it's going to be so much more difficult to try and set up a classroom in such a way that everybody pays attention. So we've broken it down into 5 very basic approaches. Firstly, you need to know the learning preferences of the learners in your classroom. Normally people would talk about learning styles or learning preferences as if everybody just learns in one way. I often hear teachers say that one learner would be a visual learner. That means that you have to use more visually stimulating resources or materials when you teach to that learner. Or another learner would be an auditory learner. So you would use sounds or you would play audio tapes for this learner. But we need to understand that learners are holistic individuals. Yes, they might prefer learning in one specific way, but we can't say that they are only visual or they're only auditory or that they're only kinesthetic learners. But when you know the learning preferences of the children in your classroom, you can devise classroom management strategies or even plan a lesson so that the majority of learners are engaged for the entire lesson. When learners are bored, you normally see discipline flying out of the window. The second tip is to know your customers. So when you plan a lesson that is out of the norm or a bit unusual, you will know what type of behavior to expect from the individual learners, and you can then plan for this behavior. Normally it is when teachers are surprised by behavior that they don't have a strategy and they resort then to either shouting or chasing children out of the classroom, and this is not constructive at all for anybody involved. Remember, you want the learner's attention, so make sure that the strategies that you employ keep their attention. The third tip that I'd like to share is one that I struggle with immensely, and that is giving guidelines, setting expectations, and being clear in your instructions. I struggle with this because I'm much more of a spontaneous teacher. I don't like to plan every single part of the lesson, but when you give a lot of freedom in your classroom, it often leads to some discipline issues. And if you're not equipped to deal with it, it can turn into chaos quite quickly. So what I've learned is that I should be very clear and explicit in my instructions. And then I should almost over-explain the instructions so that everybody would know what I expect of them. So make sure you set boundaries. Children like boundaries even though they don't want to admit to it. Of course, with clear boundaries, there should also be clear consequences. Learners should know exactly what to expect if they misbehave. Ideally, learners will manage their own behavior autonomously with little help from you. But for this, you would need to be consistent in your approach in the classroom. The fourth tip is to communicate in different ways. Don't only rely on verbal instructions. Make sure that your instructions are also visible in text. You can use posters or you can even use a PowerPoint slide with your instructions. I normally leave the instructions in text so that the learners can see throughout the activity what I expect of them. The same goes for classroom rules. It is okay to discuss the rules, but you should definitely have some visible form of the rules up in your classroom. And then lastly, understand the influence that different personality types has on your classroom discipline. Everybody is unique and we all have our own very special personalities. As a teacher, you need to understand how these personalities interact. And this is so difficult. In your classroom, you've got 35 or 40 or sometimes even more different personalities. And when they are teenagers, those personalities tend to differ from day to day. It is almost impossible to predict the behavior. But when you understand the learners, when you really get to know them, you can start to predict how things will play out in your classroom. So if you look at all 5 of these tips, it really just boils down to knowing the learner in your classroom. Now, how do you get to know the learners? And it's simple actually. Spend time with them. So many times teachers rush to the staff room to spend their breaks there drinking coffee and in some cases gossiping. This is what mediocre teachers do. Super teachers take time out to really get to know the learner. Get to know what makes the learners tick. Get to know their interests, but more importantly, also get to know what pushes their buttons. When you know the learner, you can start devising classroom management strategies that will improve the discipline in your classroom. Now, it's very difficult to try and convey the message or the strategies and how you can improve classroom management in a short YouTube video. So, of course, there are many other ways in which you can improve your classroom management. One of the featured content creators on the Eduvation platform is called Headwise, and they have got a course on how you can improve your classroom management. So make sure you head on over to the Eduvation Network's platform and sign up for the course presented by Headwise. It is called Transforming Education, the Dynamics of Classroom Discipline. This then brings us to the question of the week. How do you maintain classroom discipline? Answer the question in the comment section down below, and then remember you stand a chance to win the prize for this episode. Remember, you can earn CPTD points just by watching the videos on this YouTube channel. If you'd like to find out how you can claim your points for this episode, check the video that is being linked up here right now. So if you like what we do on this channel, make sure you give this episode a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you would like to see all super teachers unite under one banner so that we can make a positive difference in each and every classroom. If you'd like to see more episodes on this channel, just click on the links right here. Until next time, I'm Francois and I am a super teacher.